you are creating an account in Netflix, so that details which is going to be saved in the certain place called database. Or if you are really acquiring any other, upcoming movie informations, those all the informations like movie name, movie titles, movies descriptions, or those things might also been kept in the databases. So it is going to be the place where the data which is going to be there. So from this web application or any software which you are creating, so that application or web application or normal software which is going to acquire the data from the database, or it is going to be helpful for modifying it, or changing it or deleting it, that is all going to be done from the database. That's what the database is. But while talking about the database, so here I've shown you two databases. One is MongoDB and PostgreSQL. And if you're asking to me only these two are available, no. Answer is no. Definitely there are a lot of databases out there. Here we have MongoDB, PostgreSQL, and MySQL, and lot of database out there. Okay. But out of that database, we really want to categorize the database into only two. One is SQL and another one is NoSQL. So while talking about the SQL and NoSQL, so here we are going to explore both the database today. So one is the example of NoSQL database, which is MongoDB, and another database is a PostgreSQL, which is a SQL type of database. So here definitely you will really understand. You will be really understanding that why we are why people are really focusing on the merge stack a lot. Because by seeing the programmatical variations out there between the PostgreSQL and the MongoDB, you can able to easily understand why the people have preferred, merge stack. Because in the merge stack, the very important thing is all about this MongoDB. But other than that, PostgreSQL is also there. But first priority which has been given at the merge stack is MongoDB, right? So that's what the thing. So and then MongoDB as well as the merge stack as well as mean stack. In the mean stack, instead of React, which we guys have chosen an Angular. So first of all, let us discuss about the SQL type of database. So while talking about the SQL type of database, the first point you need to remember is it is a structured in nature. So while talking about the SQL database, it is also going to be called as a relational database or highly structured. Okay. They organize the data into tables which must adhere to predefined schema specifying the data types, relationship, and other constraints. For an example, if you are going to save a data, for an example, in the to-do list, the ID and your description of it, and the completed status, whether did you guys have completed the to-do list or you haven't completed. That's what the three column or three information which we really want to save it in the database. So if that is going to be saved in the SQL type of database like PostgreSQL, it is going to be saved as a table. So definitely I'll show you an example. Definitely you'll understand that. So, and also that is going to have a predefined schema, which is going to specify what are all the data types out there and every relationship between, for an example, if you are creating two tables, if you are working in a Swiggy, right, it is going to maintain the customers table, right? Customers table separately, and employees table, delivery persons table separately, and dishes table separately, and then what? Orders table separately. So here there will be having a relationship between the customer table versus the orders table, because that's the same customer is going to order. For an example, in the customer table, customer ID, there is one, and customer name is Sanjay, and customer 2 name is Gautam, and customer 3. So likewise, we have all the customers' information. So their Sanjay's address, Sanjay's phone number, Sanjay's email ID. So likewise, all the things which is going to be saved there. On the other hand, if you have an orders table, so like for example, one paneer butter masala and some naan rotis or something. So if that person, so if some people are ordering, it is going to be representing any one customer's ID. If the customer's ID is 2, that is going to represent Gautam. So here there is a relationship between the table 1 and table 2. Table 1 is a customers table and table 2 is a orders table. So that is what the relational database. So it is going to follow a predefined schema, which is going to specify the data types, relationships, and all other constraints. So here the schema is the very important thing. So it is going to follow that same thing. Okay, so which is going to formulate all the data in terms of the table. So that's what the SQL. And while talking about the schema requirements, every entry in a SQL database need to be conformed to the strict schema, which defines the structure of the stored data. Because If you are creating a structure, while talking about the structure, it's going to have a 3 column. The first column is ID, the data type is integer. Second column is, second column is description, that data type is the text. And the third column is, the status, status of the taskless completion status. So while talking about that, it is going to be Boolean. So if you are really defining with certain, certain structure of rules or something, it is going to follow that. So each and every entry which is going to confirm the strict schema. This includes fixed table definition and relationship that need to be established between the tables. Yes, of course. If you are really creating multiple tables, if you are going to create a relationship between it, it is also going to be maintained by the schema. And while talking about, this is what thing about the SQL database. At the same time, if you are talking about the NoSQL database, just see this. NoSQL database do not require a fixed schema. There is no any like this, or this is only the format we need to give. No, it is not going to have that type of fixed schema. So this allows data to be stored in many ways, including key value pairs, document oriented method, while column stores or graphs. Because here, which I've already told you, whatever the data which you are really giving inside the SQL database, that is going to be saved as a tables. But here we have another advantage. You can save your data in a many ways. Key value pair. Key values pairs means like we guys have explored the dictionary format, right? The key means name, colon, and Sanjay, and comma, age, comma, 27. So likewise, it is going to be maintained, right? That kind of format, or document oriented, or even graphs, like whatever the type of data which it can be stored in this schema-less structure called NoSQL database. And this flexibility enables developers to adjust the data storage model to suit specific application needs. So instead of modifying our application's output data based on the schema which is available in the SQL database, here we have the flexibility in the database. So that data might be any format like this that can be saved or stored easily. So another very important advantage of this NoSQL database is the flexibility, which we guys have talked here. So the schema-less nature of the NoSQL database means that they can store information that varies in structure. It might be in a different structure that can be saved. Look out that for an example, one document can have a different fields from other, because for example, so definitely fields in the sense it can be a different columns or different data type or different IDs or something. So this flexibility is particularly beneficial for applications that handle a variety of data types or where the structure may change over time. Even though initially the structure is different, but later it want to be changed, it can be easily changed. That kind of flexibility which is available in the NoSQL database. And also please try to explore other points as well. But the first thing is about SQL database, which is completely highly structured, where it is going to organize all the data in the table, which is going to follow the predefined schema, like specifying data types, relationship, and all the constraints which is going to be maintained by the schema. That's what the SQL database. But while talking about the NoSQL, which is which is like schema-less nature. Okay, it is not going to have that type of specific rule or something. So this is going to be giving you the very good flexibility where you can save the data in a multiple ways. I hope you guys have got a very good idea the difference between SQL and NoSQL database. So don't worry, guys. Very soon we are going to jump into the hands-on. So first of all, I would like to show you the comparison between this SQL and SQL and NoSQL database. Let me show you this. So guys, first of all, you just imagine in a relational database like PostgreSQL, the structure is the data is structured into a tables with a fixed schema. But in the NoSQL database, you are not going to have a schema because it is a schema-less. So in a document-oriented database like MongoDB, the data is typically stored in a more flexible format such as JSON documents. Guys, the JSON, we are really exploring more than 2 sessions up to this point, right? So in the previous session also, we guys have explored the JSON format. And in previously, when we guys have explored the weather cloud also, we guys have explored the JSON. I hope you all really remember. So if it is a SQL type of database like PostgreSQL or MySQL, the data which is going to be structured in the format of tables, into the tables with a fixed schema, like defining all the structures and everything. While talking about the NoSQL, which is going to be considering the very popular document oriented, type like the JSON. Very simple. Okay. And here we have one example. You are going to create one blog. Okay. Here is an example how you are going to set up a simple blog with the 2 tables. For an example, if you want to create one table to contain all the information about the blog. So guys, I hope you all know what does mean by blog, right? So just imagine, let me show you this. Okay, definitely we'll be exploring everything with the real life examples. Okay, so this is, warriors.in website. So if you are really visiting this warriors.in website, let me scroll down to the last. Okay, so these are all some of the blogs which we have written in this Warriors site. So here, this is the blog number 1, which is having the title like generative AI types, which is having the description like this. And this is the blog number 2, and this is having a description like this. This is the blog number 3, and it is having a description like this. So if these are all the blogs, in this blog, the first, it is going to create it. If you really want to create that blogs and the comments, so you need to create a 2 table. One table to hold down all the information about the blogs, like what is the title of the blog, what is the description of the blog. So likewise, everything which is going to be saved in the first table called post table. Look how that. Okay, so one for the blog post and another for comments associated with the post. For an example, definitely we will be having the comments for this generative AI types blog and this blog as well. So we be having a lot of comments associated with this blog number 1, blog number 2, blog number 3. So there is another table which is also going to be created to save the comments itself. Guys, I hope you have got a very good idea. Just see that. First of all, in the first table, create table, we have created 3, the columns. So number 1 is ID to save the blog. Okay, because you just imagine here also generative AI types. But if you have given if you have created another blog also in the same name like generative AI types, definitely it is not going to be matching. So that's why it is going to assign a specific individual ID for each and every blog which is getting created in the database. So first of all, it is going to have the ID. And second thing is about the title of that blog, like generative AI types, how to create a website using a Wix ADI, and how to create AI-based web application using OpenAI Instagram. So that is what all the title which is going to be saved. And then content, while talking about the content, these are all the content. So inside that, there is a very detailed content out there. So all the detailed content which is going to be saved in the third thing, like content. Okay, so this is the one table we have created only to have all the information about the blog post. But the second table also needed to be created to save all the respective comments, all the comments for the respective blogs. Just see here, ID, yes, definitely each and every comment also it is going to have ID, and post ID, integer preferences, posts ID. So for an example, if some people have posted, this blog is amazing. So this blog is amazing is posted under this blog called how to create AI-based web application. You just imagine this ID is 3. So it is going to, represent the respective post for it. So it is amazing. It is an awesome content. It is an awesome tool. If that is the comment which has been written under this blog, that is going to be saved with the respective this certain blog post. If some people have posted, it's amazing, or it's good, or it's not good. So that is going to be associated with the certain respective blog post. That's what the, if you are really creating a database, so that need to be kept, created like this. The 2 individual table need to be created. One table to maintain all the post of the blog, and another table to have carry over all the comments of each and every respective blogs. But this case is going to be completely different on the NoSQL MongoDB. Why it is? Here, only one table which is going to be created. It is not a table, like only one document is going to be created. In that document, it is going to have an ID, it is going to have a title of the blog, it is going to have the content of the blog, it is going to have all the comments of the blog. Guys, is it amazing? Just carefully watch. First of all, it is going to have all the ID, and then it is going to have the title of the blog, like introduction to MongoDB, or introduction to NoSQL, or introduction to MySQL, or anything. So it is going to have the title, and it is going to have a content. What is all the content which is present inside the blog, and also the comment which is going to be present as like an array. So in the array, so this is the comments ID. Actually, this ID is the blogs, that post ID, but this is the comment ID. For that comment ID, what is the comment text? Great article, thanks for the insight. And this is the second comment ID, this is the comment for that. So likewise, instead of creating two individual table like this in the in the normal SQL type of database, you can create in a single shot by using NoSQL, such as like MongoDB. I hope you really understood the difference, clear difference between the SQL database and NoSQL database. So out of that, I would like to show you both the demo. But instead of directly jumping onto the code, first of all, I want you guys to execute this step and set up the the project directory, and I want you guys to see the comparison between one versus the another, because you already know this project. So the same app.jsb guys have created yesterday, same thing which is going to be here, but additionally some of the things which we are going to do right now. Okay, so first of all, let us get ready for the application. So yeah. Okay, so here I have, I am really in this directory. So let me create one new folder. Okay, so first thing, you just want to create new folder. So let me call it like demo. Okay, so I'm going to right click and I'm going to open it in the VS Code. Okay, so first of all, we are going to explore the database called SQL type of database called PostgreSQL. So the first step, I've given you the clear-cut, precise content, guys. Okay, I hope you will be it will be really helpful for you to have a glance. The first thing you need to do is you need to install the PostgreSQL in your system. Okay, so to do that, just visit this URL. So you need to download and install the PostgreSQL. But don't worry, I've already installed, but don't worry, I've given you the detailed procedure with the screenshots. Okay, I hope you will really like it. But other than that, so here we have got this window. So interactive installer by EDB. So Windows installer for PostgreSQL. This is the URL which we have visited, and you can see PostgreSQL versions for 64-bit Windows platforms. Likewise, all the version has been shown. But here there is download the installer. That one link will be given here. Okay, carefully watch. Just click that. So once you have clicked that, it is going to show you all different versions. Okay, 16.2, 15.6, 14.1. Actually, I have installed the 15.6. Moreover, I think. So what you guys do is you just go here. Here, Windows x86, 64, or Mac OS, or Windows those things. So Windows for 32, it is not going to be supported, but it will be supported for the Linux and Mac and then Windows. So what you can do is you can go with this 15.6 Windows download link. You just click that link. Okay, so once you have clicked that, it will be downloading you this PostgreSQL in your system, which is around 359 MB. So please download it. So once you have downloaded it, just double click the exe file and start proceeding with the installation. So while talking about the installation, I've given you the detailed procedure. So while talking about the procedure, you just look out there. I've given you the clear screenshot. I hope you really like it. So once you have got into this, once you have double clicked that exe file, it is going to be showing you like this. So welcome to PostgreSQL wizard. You just click next. And once you have clicked the next, so then it is going to give you the procedure like choosing the directory. So don't change anything, just click next. And after that, it is going to show the 4 checkboxes like Postgre server, a pgadmin 4, don't uncheck it. You can uncheck the stack builder, but that's also can be done later. So you can don't change anything, just simply click next. And after that, it is going to ask you the password for this database which you are creating. So please give the password and write it down any of the notebook. You can change it, but remember that password. So I've given the password like something like Sanjay D Champ. So enter the password and retype the password. And the next step, it is going to ask you some port number. You don't want to change the port number. If you wanted to do, you can just do just 4 numbers. Just try to put any 4 numbers. But I haven't changed it. I simply click the next. Okay. Once you have clicked the next, you just click next and the next install. So once you have clicked the next and the next install, you just click next, and finally you just click installation. So once you have clicked install, it will install. It will take some time and it will be installing like this. Once it is getting installed, it will show you the options like this, guys. This is a very important thing. Like stack builder may be used to download and install. Likewise, if it is shown, just click cancel and come out of the step. Okay, because stack builder is optional. You don't want to install it, okay, right now, because it is not needed right now. So what you can do is you can just simply click a cancel and come out of it. you don't want to proceed with the stack builder and choosing anything what you really want from the database or something, you don't want to do that, simply click cancel and complete this setup, because here it is going to show you the completing the PostgreSQL setup wizard. Just click finish and come out of it. Okay. So guys, I hope you really love this detailed screenshot procedures. First, go to this URL, click that link and download it for Windows or Mac, and complete your installation by clicking next here and next here and next here, and enter the password and click next here, and same port number I haven't changed, just click next here, and then click next and then install, so that it will install it. And once it has been installed, it is going to ask you some stack builder installation, so you can just simply click cancel and click finish, so that your PostgreSQL, which is going to be present in your system. But the very important thing, guys, a lot of people are not covering this part. This part is very important. So what is the thing is, while talking about initializing the database, so you are going to save all the data in certain your PostgreSQL database. But while talking about the PostgreSQL database, saving the data in there, it can be done in two ways to initialize the database. One is by using PSQL CLI, command line interface. So what is that? CLI is nothing but, which is like command line interface. So one is can be done with the help of PSQL, and second thing is can be done with the help of pgadmin. So this is without a graphical user interface, like user interface. It is with the user interface. What is meant by user interface? Like it is going to have all the buttons, all the text boxes you need to fill up. But this CLI means it is going to be entered in the terminal, in the command window like this. That's what both the differences. Very simple. Okay. First of all, let us do the steps. The first thing what we are going to do is we are going to set up this database first. While setting up this database, first of all, you need to open this PSQL. So if you are using a Linux or Mac OS, you can open the terminal and type PSQL in your laptop. If you are using a Windows, if the environmental variable is configured properly, it will automatically access it. But other than that, you need to open your command prompt. So type CMD in your search and type PSQL. Okay, so it is returning any error. Okay, you might need to search for PSQL in a start menu and run it from the command prompt. Okay, so instead of doing on that way, so go to the search and type PSQL. So whenever you're typing PSQL, ta-da, you can see the SQL shell of PSQL, which is going to be appeared. So you can just open. Guys, if you are a Linux or Mac user, you need to open your terminal, and there you can just type PSQL or PostgreSQL, PSQL command and hit enter, so that you'll get this window. But if you are using a Windows, you can go to the search itself and you can type PSQL here to choose this CLI. Okay, this command line interface came. But here, just carefully watch. Here it is started showing some options. Okay, while talking about the options, just carefully watch. So here it is showing the server as localhost. Actually, what does it mean? So server is there, but we already know about the server, but the localhost is default. Can I consider the localhost as a default or not? That's what it is asking me. So that's why you can simply hit enter, so that it will consider localhost as a default. And while talking about the database, the default database is Postgres. So do you really want to create a new database? Do you really want to access any existing database? If not, you are going to use that Postgres default thing. So you can hit enter. Here port number 5432 is the default port number is showing. So if you want to change the port number, you can change it. But if you don't want to use this 5432 as a default port number right now, also you can hit enter. But right now username. So while talking about the username, it is showing you the PostgreSQL username, which is going to be Postgres. So that is also a default. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to hit enter. Right now it is asking for the password. Are you clear or not? If you are accessing others database or something, if there is anything, any server or any database or any port number, username, so those things can be typed here. But here I don't want that. I want to use the default localhost. I want to use the default database Postgres. I want to use the default port number 5432. I want to use the default username Postgres. That's why I just simply hit enter, enter, enter. Otherwise, you need to type and you need to hit enter. So here it is asking for the password. I've already given the password in the procedure. I hope you all remember, guys, where we have entered the password. So in this procedure here, we have entered the password, like while installing the PostgreSQL. So that's what the password I typed. But whenever you're typing the password, it is not going to be shown for you guys, but you can simply type the password and you can hit enter. Ta-da! So that's it. Okay, it's very simple, right? So we have got this window. So which is like Postgres is equals to ash. So what is it showing? It is ready to get the command from you. So what is the first command we are going to do is we are going to create the database. Okay, so the database name is the SQL command. So this is what the structured query language, programming language. So create space database space the database name. We are giving the name for the database. So what you can do is you can simply copy paste it, create database space. What is the database name which you are going to give is to-do app. Hit enter. Okay, to-do app already exists. So you can press up arrow and let me give the name like to-do app underscore demo, put a semicolon and hit enter. That's it. Database has been created. Guys, it is really looking like a movie, right? So we used to work on the command windows like CLI. Okay. And then what we are need to do. So right now we guys have created the database. We tried to create a to-do app, but the to-do app already exists. So that's why we are creating a new database called create space database space to-do app underscore demo. This is a user-defined name. You can give any name for your database. We have created that. So now we have created a new database called to-do app underscore demo. But right now we need to, in that to-do app, in that database which we have created. So for that you can use that command like /c to-do app underscore demo. So we are accessing the certain database we have created. So if you are hitting connector, if you are hitting enter, ta-da, you can see you are now connected to a database to-do app demo as a user Postgres. So as a Postgres, we have accessed the to-do app underscore demo database. So that's what we guys have did. And once you have accessed the database, now if you really want to create the table, already we guys have shown that sample code, right? Let me show you this. Okay, paste anyway. Okay, just carefully watch. Create a table. Okay, we are going to create a table in the name like to-dos. Okay, so the table name is to-dos. So on that to-dos, to-do app underscore demo. So that's what the demo we are creating. So just carefully watch. So here we have that command. It already taken. So create table of to-dos and ID is serial. A primary key, we are creating the column number 1 called ID and description as text and third column as a completed. Guys, I hope you all remember this because that's why I can able to build another application by using a database, but you should know what is meant by that ID, what is meant by the description, what is meant by the completed, which is nothing but the to-do list. In the to-do list, you will put 1. I want to go to shopping. I completed this. And to-do list 2. I want to edit my video. I haven't completed it. No. So that's what the 3 things. Number 1 is ID of your list. And number 2 is description, the title of your to-do list. And third thing, whether you have completed or not. But as a default, we guys are setting the completed Boolean default as a false. Okay. Initially, whatever the task which you are entering into this database, every task which is going to be set as a false as a default. So hit enter. Table has been created. Look at that create table. It is just shown. So we guys have created the table. Once the table has been created, so additional optional thing, if you really want to quit this PSQL, you can use /q command to quit this, PSQL command. Okay. So this is what the first way how you can initialize your database. This is the first way. Okay. So I hope you all remember one way is by using the PSQL command line interface. This is how we guys have entered all these data and our database right now, it is going to have that, the tables and the database which we have created to-do app underscore demo. So this is the one way to create the table and the database using command line interface. But at the same time, if you want to do it in a different way, that can be, guys, this is an optional. Okay. Don't do both the things, this or this. Okay. Let me give the title like or. Okay. So you can use this methodology or you can use this methodology. I think most of the people love the second methodology because it is all command line. You need to properly navigate to all these menus and those things. Okay. So if you want to quit it, so you can just use the command like /q Okay, press any key to continue. That's it. That's CLI, which is going to be closed. But the second way is to using the graphical interface called PG admin. Okay, that can be done in a very easy way. So first thing what you do, you just go to search and type PG admin. So PostgreSQL. So PG is nothing but Postgre. So first of all, please open your Postgre admin. Okay, PG admin, just open it. So what is the difference? Previously, we have saw this one. This is based on the command line. On the command line interface, it is like a terminal. You need to type all the command by yourself, but this is going to open you the UI. You don't want to type each and every command. Instead, you can create it in the UI itself, like simply right clicking it, clicking at create button, clicking those button, each and every button. You can easily done that step. You can easily do the step. So that's what we are going to do. So first of all, we guys have opened that PG admin. So first of all, on the first step, I have given you the detailed screenshot. Just expand this. Here we have a server. Just expand this. Whenever you are expanding, it is going to ask you the password. That procedure also I've given you. Look at that. So it is going to ask you the password. So here, what you just do? So what is the password which you have created for the PostgreSQL? I've created the password is Sanjay D Champ, right? I've given the password like Sanjay D Champ. Just click OK. So once you have clicked OK, it will be getting loaded. Look how that it is created. We have already created the to-do app, which I've already created previously, and to-do app 2 also we have created previously. But this is the to-do app which we guys have created with the help of CLI. Okay, but here the only difference is we are seeing as a UI instead of just seeing in the command. You need to remember all the command, you need to type and you need to hit enter, hit enter, hit enter. So that's different. But here it is going to be shown for you. Look at that to-do app demo. Okay, this database is being created by CLI. But even if you want to modify this, you can do that here. But definitely I want to show you how to create the database using this PG admin, right? So what you can do is you can right click the database and create a new database. For an example, just here we have a database, right? Just right click the database, click a create and database. And if you are clicking it, it is going to ask the name for it. I'm going to give the name like to-do app underscore demo 2. Okay, because demo underscore demo is being created by using CLI, but underscore demo 2, which has been created by using this UI. Okay, PG admin. So here we have given the name. Owner is Postgres. This is what the user. And just simply click save. So once you have clicked the save, it is going to show you this database. Okay, it is going to get loaded. Ta-da! It already going to create all the things like cast, catalogs, event triggers, extensions, foreign data wrappers, languages, publications, schemas, and subscriptions. But as we have already discussed, while talking about the SQL type of database, it is going to have a schemas. Whenever you are expanding the schema inside the public, it is going to have a lot of things like views, types, triggers, tables, sequence, lot of things out there. So out of that, what we need to do? We need to create the table, because as we have already discussed, whatever the data which you are creating, that is going to be saved. That is going to be, created as the tables. So what you can do, you can navigate to this option like schema, public, and table. That's where we are currently right now. So inside the schema, inside the public, we are inside the tables. So once you have chosen the table, the first thing you need to do is create table. Okay. So to create a table, you can right click it and go to create and click table. So this is what the benefit of the UI. So if you are using the CLI, you need to type the command like create table or something like that. But here it can be done in a UI based itself. Okay. So first of all, what we are going to do, it is asking for the table name. So I'm going to give the name, same name called to-dos. Okay. It can be a same table name because both the table from different database. So I'm going to give the same name called to-dos. And here it is having the columns. So what does it mean by columns? We are adding the informations. So while talking about the informations, the first information is the name. Okay, the first information, I'm going to enable that, and I'm going to give the name like ID. Okay, that's what the first column, right? And what is going to be the data type of that ID is, which is going to be called as integer. Just choose that. Is it clear? So we have chosen an integer. And definitely it should not be like not null and primary key, because even though it is not null, so how it is going to be considered? So likewise, we are going to enable the option like not null, and it is going to be considered as a primary key, because based on this only all the all the to-do list is going to be accessed. That's why we have enabled the primary key as this ID. That's what the first information we have added. And second information is description, and choose this second button and type description, and data type, which is gonna be text. So I'm going to choose text and let it be. And third information, which is gonna be what is that? That is completed. That's the status of the to-do list. So completed, I'm going to choose as Boolean. Okay, I've enabled all the three: integer, text, and Boolean, and etc. Just click save. Okay, so once you have created that, we have created the table. So in this table, you can see the columns are such as like ID, description, completed. Ta-da, that's it. Okay, so guys, just carefully watch. This is the table we have created with the help of the UI. At the same time, previously we have used the CLI, right? Command line interface. So if right now I'm opening that database schema, that database public, that database tables. So that database columns also going to be same: ID, description, completed. Is it amazing? So here we guys have created two database. Number one is to-do app demo, and another one is to-do app demo 2. Okay, don't worry guys. Okay, you can create only one, because I wanted to show you how to create the database using CLI and using UI. So that's why I've shown you both the things, but there is an R in between. So you can use methodology number 1, or you can use methodology number 2. Okay, hope you are clear with this. So and after that, right now it's time to jump into the program. So first of all, what we need to do, we need to create the directory, as we guys have already did that. So this is what the demo. But okay, so this is what the demo. So this is where the root directory. Here we have it in the demo. And in the demo, I'm going to create one folder, which is like to-do app underscore demo. Okay, I'm just going to create one folder. So here I'll be using, okay, this is for demo underscore using a PostgreSQL. Okay, this is what the folder, to-do app. Okay, let me give the name like Postgre underscore, okay, to-do app underscore Postgre underscore demo. Okay, because I'm showing it in the live, right? So that's why I gave the name like demo. So this is what the first thing you need to create. You need to create the folder first. And once you have created the folder, rest of the procedures are same. Already we guys have initialized, install the Node.js and etc. So go to terminal and open a new terminal. So whenever you are ready opening the new terminal, make sure whether you are inside that directory called to-do app underscore Postgre underscore demo. Just make sure that look out that we are in the demo, but still we haven't gone inside this folder. So first, let me go into the folders. Just simply type CD and press tab in your keyboard so that it is going to be automatically show you an option. Just hit enter. So now we are inside the root directory. So once you have inside the root directory, you just initialize the command like npm space init space -y, which is going to create some files like the dependencies. Okay, so the same procedure yesterday we have did, right? The package.json, which is going to be created. So and after that, what we are going to do is we are going to install the required Node.js package to use the PostgreSQL in your system. So first of all, we need to install the Express, and then PG PostgreSQL client for Node.js, and .nv for creating environmental variables. So all these three library, we are really installing it in the single shot, but we have already installed the Express. But if you wanted to do that, you can do it again. So, but the command is npm space install space, the 3 commands. What are all the 3? Express for handling the routing HTTP request for the backend process. We have already did that. And PG is for handling the Postgre client for Node.js, and .env for creating a variables. I'll tell you what is that environmental variables about us. Don't worry. So these are the 3 packages we need to install right now. So once you have installed it, look out that. So node modules folder which has been created, the application has been created perfectly. And once it is got created, right now we need to create the environmental file. So what is that environmental variables file? Guys, that is what the main file, which is gonna have all the confidential information. Okay. So what you can do is, first of all, go into the folder, just be in the root directory and click the file and click like .env. Okay, this is the environmental variables file we are creating it. So that environmental variables file which we are creating, it is going to have all our confidential information. Like the user is Postgres, and password is Sanjay D Champ, and host is localhost, and port number is 5432, and database is what to-do app underscore demo. To-do app underscore demo. Ta-da, that's it. So this is the environmental file. So whatever the JavaScript file you are creating, so you are about to create, not created up to this point, but when we are creating the to-do list app.js file, because we have already did that previously. So the same to-do app, so that is going to access that this credential from this another file, which we are going to create, which is called db.js. db.js, which is going to be helpful for accessing all the required information from the JavaScript code. So what you can do is, you can create another file called db.js. Okay, I've created bd.js. Rename. Okay, db.js. And here we have this information. So what it will do to manage the database connection, because we already here we have all the environmental variables. If this variable has been called, the username is Postgres. And if this password db underscore password has been called, the password is Sanjay D Champ. If this has been called or this has been called, this is to-do app underscore demo. So we have already created the environmental, just we have created the variables. But here we have really managing all the database connection as like a complete pool. Just recall that. So constant pool is equals to require PG. That's what the Postgre, and require .env .config. So this is what it is going to use this env as a configuration files. And constant pool is equals to new pool. So if it is a user, it is going to access that environmental variables db user. I'm sorry. So it is going to access the Postgres. And the second is host. If the host word has been called for that, the PostgreSQL database, if the host has been there, it is going to access the host from this option called localhost. So likewise, we are mapping towards each and every environmental variables which we guys have created. And finally, we guys have exported the pool. Okay, module.export is equals to pool. We have this complete pool, which is going to have all the environmental variables which we guys have already initialized. And once it has been initialized, now it is time for our app.js program. So don't worry about the app.js program. Finally, I will show you. But right now, I'm going to simply create that file. App.js. I've created this. Okay, so this is what app.js file which we guys have created. It's very simple because already you have did the same. But additionally, only few parts is going to be added, like to push that into the database, or to delete from the database, or to change that in the database. Like, because we have a different method, right? Like delete method, put method, post method. So on each and every method, you need to add that 1 or 2 lines. That's it. Other than that, the program is not going to be changed that much. Okay, it's going to be very easy. Okay, first of all, what we need to do, we need to start the server. So to start the server, what you can use the command. So you can use the command like node space app.js, and you can hit enter. So whenever you're hitting enter, it is going to show you the URL http://localhost 3000. That's what it is going to be shown. So once it has been shown, if you want to test that application, you can test it with the help of the Postman. I hope you already know how to see the Postman, right? So before going for the Postman, what I'm going to do is, wait a minute. Okay, so I have entered this URL. So what is the URL? Localhost :3000/task. In here, it is showing empty because in my app.js program which we have created previously in our previous days project, we have defaultly added some 2 tasks, I think so. But here it is totally empty. But if you are getting an error, like instead of like whenever you're typing localhost colon 3000/task, if you are getting any error like can't access or something, there is some problem with your accessibility between the PostgreSQL and the database, or your might be problem having with the JavaScript which you have created. But here it is perfectly working. Okay, the connection is gonna be, it is made. Okay, so this is what the to-do app demo, right? What is the database which you are accessing? To-do app underscore demo. Yeah, this is what the database which you are accessing. So even in the SQL, so this is what the to-do app demo here we have. Okay, so now, right now it is there. Okay, so to test it out, how you can able to test it out, you already know that command. Just open your Postman to check the connections, and you can use the methodology like put post method or get methods to insert the data or to delete the data. So those application can be done. So already existing is already available. So you can just open it, or if you really want to create it for that completely fresh, please follow the procedure which we have given yesterday and follow it properly. Okay. So right now we have got our Postman. So in the Postman, what do you need to do first? So I'm going to I'm going to explore the first get method. So on the get method, http colon / localhost colon 3000/task. Whenever you are clicking send, it is not going to have anything. Okay, it connected, but inside that it is not having anything because we don't have any data. So right now what we are going to do is we are going to post a method. We are going to use the post method and post of http same localhost colon 3000/task, and go to the header and choose the content type as application/JSON, and let me choose a body, and in the body I'm going to give the description test task 2. So I'm just going to give the test task 2 and completed status as true. So I'm going to send this. Okay, ta-da! So it is automatically assigned an ID, and the description is test task and completed is true. But at the same time, whenever you are really refreshing your page here, ta-da! So here we have got ID 1 and the description and test. Even pretty print, if you are using pretty print, it is going you perfectly. ID is 1, test task 2, and completed 2. So if you really want to add another more information, so same command post method. Even if you really want to see the data by using get method, you can use like this. Here we have got one information. So right now I'm going to add another more task. Go for shopping. Go for shopping. So I've just added another to-do list, and I haven't completed it. So I just make the status as a false and click send. Yeah, it has been sent. And if you are going for the get method and click send, so here we have 2 tasks which has been added. So one task is test task 2, and second task is go for shopping. So both the tasks which has been added perfectly. And even if you are really refreshing this page and do the pretty print, ta-da, that's what. So 2 tasks has been added. Guys, is it really easy peasy? So if it is really easy, you just post easy in your live chat. So that's what the thing. Okay, 2 tasks has been added. Even if you really want to delete it, that's also been possible. So that's what that's how we can able to test the application with the help of the Postman method. But at the same time, in the Postman and in the output URL, you are really getting an output. That's okay. But if you want to see the data in your PostgreSQL itself, you can do that easily. So to do that, what you can do is, first of all, go to your PostgreSQL. Okay, so here we have a PostgreSQL. I've given the detailed procedure. First of all, launch a PG admin from the start menu. So, and we have opened the window and navigate to the servers in the left. So that's what the servers, and then expand the server node and go into the database node. So the databases node, inside the database node, just go into your to-do app. In your case, in our case, we have to-do app underscore demo, right? Yes, to-do app underscore demo. So that's what we really, okay. So to-do app in your case, you just open it and then just open the query tool. What does it mean by query tool is, it's very simple. Just go to the schema and go to public. And here we are already having the tables, right? The tables which we have created, the table which has already been done. So what you can do is you can right click it and click the query tool. So once you have clicked the query tool, you can give input the structured query language like this to get an output from it. Okay, I'll show you what. So first, what you need to do is you just come into this folder like public and tables, and right click the table and choose the query tool. So here you can write the structured query language. So what is that? So here I want to see the output. If it is so, I'm using select star. Star is nothing but select all from the to-do list, which I have. And whenever I'm clicking run, ta-da! So one is test task 2, and second is go for shopping. Everything which has been added as a table. Guys, is it amazing? Okay, so even do video edit. Even if you are not even representing completed as a false, it is going to automatically take default as a false. And I'm going to use the post method and click send. Okay, syntax error because the comma we have dropped, but we don't want to have a comma, so I did that. So here I'm going to rerun this code. Ta-da! So we have created 3 to-do list. To-do list number 1, to-do list number 2, to-do list number 3. So everything which has been added into the database. If you want to see it from your PostgreSQL, that can be shown in this way. Okay, hope you really love this. All the things which has been given detailedly in this doc, guys. This document is going to be your Bible for you. Okay, to have a glance on it, to explore this. So this is what about the PostgreSQL. So we guys have did the to-do list task. Instead of saving the database in the local system, as we guys have did on the previous day session, but today we guys have did the same thing. But we have, instead of saving the data in the local system, we guys have saved all the to-do list in my database called PostgreSQL. Is it amazing? Okay, is it amazing? If it is super amazing, you just post super amazing Sanjay in your live chat. So right now we are jumping onto the MongoDB because I want to teach you both the things, and also I want to show you the comparison between the SQL database as well as the NoSQL database as well. So first of all, while talking about the demo on MongoDB, first go and download the MongoDB from this URL. Okay, so let me close this URL and just visit this URL, mongodb.com/try/download community. You just go here and you can download the community server if you really want it. For Windows, here we have, okay, so here for Windows, it is showing you a lot of options, Windows 64. For an example, whenever you are clicking that, it is going to show you the download option. If you really wanted to have the MongoDB, so you can install in this way. So MongoDB is going to be installed, which is on 577 MB. So that's also there. And also I would like to ask you to install the MongoDB Compass as well, because the MongoDB Compass is also highly needed on the upcoming part. Okay. So initialize database, I think it is not needed, guys. Just delete this, because this procedure is going to be somewhat little different, not that much. It is going to be somewhat little different. The same procedure, guys. Okay, we have installed it, we have downloaded it, we have did the rest of the process. Please go and do that. And rest of the process is same. Okay, create one new directory. So I have created a new directory called MongoDB alone. Okay, for the MongoDB alone, I have created the new folder. So in the new folder, install the Node.js packages. And previously we have installed the package called PG, right? So Postgre. But here we need Mongoose. Okay, only thing different is the Mongoose is the thing which we needed. Other than that, Express installation is same, .env is same, but Mongoose is the thing which we need to work on the MongoDB database. So that's why we have additionally installed. Please follow the guys. Don't think like, Sanjay, you haven't explained this detailedly, so I don't know. Don't think all that way. You are all developers. I've already taught you how to do these steps on the previous PostgreSQL. The same procedure, just do it for the MongoDB. Okay, so create a directory and npm init and install this npm install express mongoose and .env. Just simply install all these packages and then create the environmental file. So here I've already created. Let me show you. Show it and open with the code. Okay, so same thing like env file and database.js file. Okay, and here we have the app.js file. Okay, so that's what the thing. But here, the very important thing you should remember, the first environmental file which you are creating, right? On the NV file, you need to give the MongoDB URL. So while talking about this, just carefully watch. So here we have a URI. Here we have MongoDB :/localhost 27017, which is a port number, /to-do app. So this is what the very important thing you need to remember. So what is the thing is, here we have given the local host. So here in the program also you can give the local host, but here you might ask, Sanjay, why you have given 127.0.0.1? I will tell you why I have given this 127.0.0.1 instead of local host, but you just try it out using a local host itself. Just give this URL and then create the another database.js file, which is going to access the files which access all these things which is present in this environmental variables file. Process the nv.mongo URI. So console.log, like if it got connected, it will print you the message like MongoDB connected. Otherwise, it will be showing you MongoDB connection error. So whatever the error which you are getting, so that error will be displayed. So this database is the files on both the database like Postgre and MongoDB, which is going to make sure the connection is properly, whether the connection is making properly or not. And then here we have a app.js file. We have did some modification here. I'll show you what all the modification we guys have did. Don't worry about it. Same as like the first is on env file which we have created, and then we have created the database.js file, and then we guys have created the set up your Express application. So likewise, we guys have created those things. So right now, verify data in MongoDB using MongoDB Compass. So what is the thing is, as I've already suggested you, wait a minute. So we have installed, we have already gone through the MongoDB normal community. That's also there, but, and also first of all, you need to install MongoDB Compass. Compass is a very important thing. So you should install this properly. Okay, here we have a MongoDB Compass. Just click here. Okay, just click download now button. Okay, so once you have clicked on that download now button, so that MongoDB Compass also will be downloaded. So because the previously we guys have shown that UI part on the PostgreSQL, right? Same as like this MongoDB Compass will enable you to, enable you to see that UI part and etc. So here Windows x84, 64 and package zip file, just download it and complete your installation, guys. Okay, once you have completed your installation, if you are typing MongoDB, so MongoDB Compass will be there. Just open that MongoDB Compass. Just install the MongoDB Compass from the URL which I have given here and connect your MongoDB database. So what is the MongoDB database is? Just open this MongoDB database like this. It is going to ask you the URI. Okay, while talking about this URI, just go through this, the documentation if you really want it. But other than that, this is what the MongoDB URI, the new connection, which is showing, which is asking for the URI. So what you can do is, you can copy the URI from the program which you have written, like MongoDB : 127 something like that, or the localhost /to-do app. So likewise, you just copy that MongoDB URI and don't copy it with the variable names. Just give only the URI. Okay, so MongoDB : /localhost 27017, which is nothing but a port number. So we have given that, and once you have given that, you need to click that. Okay, wait a minute, let me show you. Okay, so first thing what we are going to do is, here we have given this localhost URL and click connect. Okay, connection insecure. Okay, connection refused. Okay, why the connection has been refused? Because we really want to run the Mongo service to be available in our system. So to do that, first of all, what you can do is, you can simply type net space start space MongoDB in your command prompt. You can just simply open your command prompt right here. You can use net start MongoDB if you have installed the MongoDB in the first way. But if you have installed the MongoDB through the Compass or something, you can just also try the Mongod as well. Just open the terminal and just simply type Mongod and hit enter. So whenever you're hitting enter, it is going to be initiated. So now it is running right now. Okay, so we are not executing any other stuff, looking for it. So waiting for the connection, waiting for our connection. This is what the message it has got shown. So that's what the first thing you need to do. If you are from Mac OS, you can use the, you can follow the procedure which I've given here for Mac, like Mango, you can type, or view services start Mango D, B. So this is what you need to do. So since I'm using a Windows, I've just opened my command window and I just simply type Mongo and hit enter. So that's it. Okay, right now it is really looking for the connection right now. And after that, what we are going to do is I'm going to execute my server, which I already available, because in my code, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my terminal, because here we have already initiated, everything. Okay, so yeah. So wait a minute, or else I can able to execute in the same way where you are going to execute the same. Okay, so for an example, I'm going to copy paste this one. Okay, localhost colon 27017 slash to do app. We are creating another, to do app here. And what we are going to do is we are inside this MongoDB database, and node space app.js. I'm just going to hit enter. Okay, just carefully watch. So right now server is running. Okay, let us wait. Okay, it's asking for any latest version. Okay, let me click ask me later. Okay, server is running. And when I click the connect, it is just opening this MongoDB compass. Okay, so it is having a my queries and database and performance. Server is running perfectly. Okay, server is running, and right now it's just shown like this. Okay. Okay, so right now, can you able to see that when you have waited for a few minutes, it got an error. So which is like MongoDB connection error, Mongo server selection connection error, connect error connection refused. So this is what the error we got. So that's why, okay, that's what the documentation, that's why I always keep on telling you that this documentation is going to be the Bible for you. Because if you are getting this error, because you might face an error. So if you are facing an error like error correction refused like 27017, this kind of connection error if you are getting. So what you just do is open your environmental variables and change from localhost to 127.0.0.1. Force the use of IPv4. So which might be help if there is problem with IPv6 resolution. If there is any problem on IPv6, we are really forcing it to use IPv4 so that we can solve that problem. So what we can do, I am going here and I am deleting this, and I'm just deleting this command. So instead of localhost, instead of it is going to use the IPv6, which is facing any errors, we are really forcing it to use IPv4 with the same port number like 127.0.1.7. So once you have did that, again, I'm going to restart the server, node space app.js. And once you have hit it, oh my God, look how that MongoDB connected. So that's what it is going to be shown. So MongoDB is going to be connected right now with the database we have. Okay, so right now it is ready to look how that it is showing all the device architecture, version, type, Windows. So whatever the device which is connected with this MongoDB, which is going to be shown. And the very important thing is it should show MongoDB connected in your server. Otherwise, definitely you will get an error. If you are really getting an error, force that to use the IPv4 so that you can able to solve that error. So once after you have did that, you can, you can test your application. Okay, just give the command like test your app with Postman. Okay, so what you can do, you already having this compass which is getting loaded. So here to do's already we have, I think we have created some table already, I think so. So this is what is already present here. Wait a minute. Okay, it is already running right now, and the compass is here. Okay, so what you can do, you can just open the Postman. Okay, so from the Postman, if you really want to enter some task in it, you can just enter the task into it. Okay, so everything which has been clearly explained here. So here we have added this MongoDB to-dos and those things. So here we are having this URI. So this is what this. So here you might have one question. What is the question you might be having is, Sanjay, this is MongoDB which you are initializing, and this is the the IP address, like it might be a local host, and this is the port number, and this is the database which you are creating. For an example, what you can do, let me terminate it, and let me give the name like to-do app underscore demo, and I'm going to execute this node.js, node app.js. It is also getting connected. So now if we are visiting here, instead of being here, okay, so here we have this. So here we have to-do app alone. So this is what the local host we have. So if you are really refreshing, so reload the data. So you can just click the 3 dot and you can click the reload data. So it already created the to-do app, to-do app underscore demo. And in that to-do list, to-dos is the data or the document type of data, which is going to have, but it is having nothing because we don't have any information. We haven't added anything. So that's why here we are really enabling this localhost 3000 because we have already started the server HTTP localhost of 3000. So here we have got into it, and headers, just make sure it is application/JSON. And here we have adding a body, and in the body, let me add, completed and colon, which is like false or true. So let me give false. Okay, so likewise, we can just simply add it. Let me put the comma here. Yeah. So likewise, we guys have added some information. So now what is the first thing you need to do? You need to post that into that task. So I'm really posting it. Ta-da! So we have added the task. But have you noticed something? It automatically created the virtual ID for it. So this is what the version. So everything which has been shown here, and go for the shopping or something. So I'm just going to go to shopping and send. So I'm adding the another information into it. So the second is also been added. So right now, if you are going for this MongoDB, and if you are clicking refresh, ta-da, you can see that two to-do list which has been added. One is to do video edit, and another one is go for shopping. So both the things which has been added here. So guys, hope you really love it. So this is how we guys have did the same application, the same kind of API kind of thing, but we guys have did it with the help of other database. Instead of saving that my to-do list in the local my system or in that server, we have saved those data set in the we have saved all the list of the to-do list in my database. So whenever you really want, you can acquire the data from my database SQL right now. But right now, I want to show you another thing. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open the Visual Studio Code. Okay. Or else. So, okay. So here I have the first app.js file, which is on this. Okay. Let me open it. And here we have the same app.js, but we guys have did it for the PostgreSQL because these are the two JSON files which we guys have already created. So now I've just opened one code comparator, which is like div checker, which is most popular code comparator. I would like to show you the clear difference, guys. Definitely your mind is going to be blown away because you need to understand, right? So this has been done for what? This has been done for Postgre, I think so. Yes, I think so. Yeah, it has been done for the Postgre. So now I'm going to post the Postgre code here, and another code which is we guys have did it for the Mongoose, like for MongoDB. So these are the two same source code. Okay, both the same score, both the source code is going to do the same. It is going to keep on waiting for the request, like post request or get request or delete request or put request. It is going to be both for the same. But only thing is, one has been done for the PostgreSQL and another one has been done for the MongoDB. If you have clearly noticed, the first thing here we have created for the Express, these are all the same thing. But here, just carefully watch. If you are going to create get all task, just carefully watch. In the try, something is being added. Okay, like constant rows of await pool.query. So likewise, we guys have added for get all task. Okay, for the get all task, app.get/task. So this is what the two line which has been added. That's it. Okay, here we have additional some of the code we guys have created. Select all from the to-dos. So it is like bringing or fetching all the information from the table. We guys have got all this printing statements, like to print the results, whether the information we have got or not, and then create a new task. Even to create a new task, so you just see here how the table, how the information has been created here. Okay, how the code has been written here. But in this MongoDB, just carefully watch how new constant new to do, description completed, and avoid new to do to save, and response to make sure the output is, the posting, posting out the, creating the task, that task has been completed. So that's why the response dot status is 2 not 1. But here also it is just written the same. So, but here we have used the try and then expect method, try and then catch error method, so that if there is any error occurs, it can able to be easily helping us to easily catch that up at an error. And here we have another updated task. So task class ID. So try constant ID request parameter here. Same thing. So here also avoid to do dot find by ID and update. So only that based on the certain database it is going to be changed. And other than that, if updated, return rest dot status. Look at that, how the programs looks very simple on the MongoDB. But yeah, you really know, like we have used that try and then catch error. But other than that, something has also been really, minimized a lot. Okay, so that's what another very important comparison. And also, we guys have already discussed that very important examples, like whenever you are using this, PostgreSQL, if you really want to create the blog post, for the blog post, we need to create another table, and for the comments, we need to create another table. But in the MongoDB, like NoSQL database, you don't want to do that. You can just pass all the data in the document format like this. So that's what the information which has been shown here. Okay, so I hope you are really thinking it's super easy. So if you are really thinking it's super beneficial, and if you are really believing that you have learned something amazing, you just all give your comments in the live chat. I hope you really enjoyed a lot. Please go and do the practice. Definitely, I'll be scheduling this in the section, in the task section itself. So guys, I have already scheduled all the tasks up to this point of the time. So please go and do it, because always remember, knowing and not doing is equal to not knowing. So each and every day, we have taught you the lectures and we have given you the task. Please go and complete each and every task which you are given. Okay, that's a very important thing. So for this day 12, day 13 as well, I'll be scheduling a task. Please go and do it. So I hope you really love and I hope you really enjoyed this today's session. So if you have really enjoyed, just give your comments in the live chat. So, and also whenever you're doing a task, if you are facing any problem, any errors or something, just post it in the task section itself. I'll be helping you to solve it. So I hope you really enjoyed. So please go and do that further. And I hope you really got a very good idea on this databases. So databases is like, let me give you a quick overview. If you are creating a web application or anything, so that data need to be kept in a certain place. It can be a user authentication information like their email ID, their phone number, their address, their PIN codes or etc. That also can be saved in the databases. Or at the other side, if that website want to acquire data from the certain place, want to be displayed in the web application, because previously we guys have did the to-do list with the help of the Node.js and Express. There, all the data which has been saved on the local server itself, local in my PC, I've enabled it. So that itself. But here, all the data which has been saved in the database like MongoDB and the PostgreSQL. I've shown you both the demo. So one demo by using based on the SQL type of database, and another one is on NoSQL type of database. Okay, both the thing I've shown you. I hope you really enjoyed a lot. So please go and practice it. Okay, just by watching a video, you can't able to see, these things. Go and do, at least go and do what I did. Use my code, understand my code, go through the JavaScript code which you have written and try to understand it very better and try to create some more different application from this learning which you have got today. Okay, so I hope you really enjoyed. So thank you so much. Thank you so much once again for all the love, all the support which you are giving. I'm really getting a lot of positive comments in my LinkedIn profile and in other medium, because when I saw that, I felt really happy, because whenever you're talking about the full stack web development, so instead of teaching you the, just normal, theory wise or in syntax wise, a lot of people get bored. But here, a lot of people are really learning in an amazing way by building as a project on each and every concept. If it is a MongoDB, we are built as a project. Even if it's a PostgreSQL, we are built as a project. Even if it's a Node.js, we are built as a project. So in each and every concept, we are really building as a project. I hope you really enjoyed. So thank you so much. Thank you so much once again. It's me, Sanjay, signing off. Until then, bye. We'll see you on the next session.